Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Hebraica, and I'm doing a series of studies of the environment or the context of the Silver Scroll. The Silver Scroll is something that was found at Keteb Hinan, and it's the oldest scripture portion that we have. But it was produced at a time when, in an environment that was well known at the time, and some of the archaeological remains are still around of that. And one of them is something that I'm now calling the Shiloah Chronicle. And I do so because that's what the object does itself. So it's an inscription on a stone wall, and it mentions what it is. So let's just tie on to what it says about itself. Believe what the stone says about itself. Kai always says we tend to go towards stones and make them talk to us and say things that we want to hear. But at this point, I just want to open my ears to listen to what this stone is saying, and I'm also opening my ears as to what the scriptures are saying about the words used here in this context. So get on to the study. This is the photograph of the stone in Istanbul, in the museum there. It was discovered in 1880, and after some maneuvering and stuff like that, it ended up in the museum. It's still there. And there's been a big question as to what is it? Why was the purpose of it? It's hidden away. It's way inside in a dark place. That's one reason why it probably survived the centuries. And its discovery was just, well, providential, I would say. And once it was found, there was lots of debate as to why was it put there. It's just so out of sight. It's in the dark. It's up there in the tunnel, and why is it there? And so when you study the stone, this is the stone that's on the wall. This artifact that we have here, limestone, easy to carve, easy to smooth out, easy to carve, and so these letters are carved in here with an iron chisel or an iron pen. So, but it refers to itself as Devar, okay, Devar, and Devar is Chronicle. Now, one reason I'm studying this is that I get a chance to compare the fonts or the scripts that we have that were used to write this particular artifact on the wall and what was used to inscribe the material on our silver scroll. Here it's a line drawing of that. We have the bar here, and then this is the tunnel. Now, this is what we have here, Hanechwa, Vaze, Haya, Davar, Hanachwa. This is the tunnel, which is to say the chronicle of the tunnel. So the tunnel, and this is the chronicle of the tunnel. So Vizehaya Debar Ha-Nachwa. So you got Ha-Nachwa, Ha-Nachwa. It's kind of a chiastic structure there, starting and opening. Starts with Nachwa and closes with Nachwa. In the middle we have Debar, and this is the paleographic form of writing it. And it was found here at the exit of the aqueduct that King Hezekiah had installed. His valiant men all gathered, and they said, well, we have to keep the water away from the Assyrians, and we're going to do a tremendous effort. Now, this message of Isaiah to Hezekiah has come to Hezekiah afterwards, when he was already finished with the Assyrians, have been destroyed by the angel of death sent from the Lord. And now Hezekiah, pride entered his heart, and he showed everything he had in his treasure stores to the Babylonians. And Isaiah walked by and said, what happened? Oh, you sold anything? Yeah, everything. Oh, boy, now we're in for trouble. Babylonians saw everything that's here in the city, and now we are in for trouble. So this is then the word of the Lord through Isaiah to Hezekiah. Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, we're in 2 Kings 20, verse 16. Yeah, very interesting sequence here. Vayomer Yeshayahu al Heskiyahu Shema Devar Yehovah. Okay? Listen to the word of the Jehovah, Devar. And this then is the very same word we find at the start of our inscription here. Hanechba Vize Haya Davar Hanechba. In other words, the word of the Lord, and this one's the word about this Nechba. In other words, it's a different kind of word, of course. It's a word about the tunnel, or the tunnel is being built here, was built there. And again, still the word of Jehovah through Isaiah onto Hezekiah and Hine. Okay, The days are coming when all that's in your house and all that your fathers have stored up for this day shall be carried to Babylon. There shall not be left a thing, says Jehovah. Hine yamim banim, days are coming, venesha, and will be lifted up, kol, all, asher, which, bebetecha, in your house, ve asher, which, otsar, otsru, which you have treasured. This is otsar. Otsar is, when it's a noun, it's a treasure. It's also the sacred water or the holy waters that are collected to make a mikveh holy. So, otsar, okay, the treasures that you are treasuring. Avotecha, your fathers. This is the verbal form of otsar. Otsru, plural. Avotecha, your fathers. Ad hayom, until the day. Hazeh, till this day. Vavel, okay, Babel, Babylon. Lo, and this, incidentally, the verb for this one, you got to go all the way back here. Nitzah. In other words, Babel will lift up all of this stuff. Okay, everything that you've treasured, everything's in your house, everything's going to be gone out of here. Okay, so Babel is going to do this Nitzah. That's going to lift it all up. Lo yetaru, lo yevater. No, this is surik. This is a vav with a dagesh. So lo yaveter will not remain. Debar, one thing. Okay, one thing. Debar, a thing. Okay, Amar Yehovah. So that is not one thing will remain behind, says Jehovah. And some of your sons who will be born, or shall be born to you, shall be taken away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. They will live, those sons that come from you. At this point, we are looking at 2 or 3 generations out. It isn't just direct sons, but also descendants, and the word b'nai is used in that way. So just because it didn't happen immediately, happened over time, a few generations down the way. But they still are considered sons. Okay, your sons here. Sons can also be grandsons or great-grandsons or great-great-grandsons and so forth. So it's not that they are just the direct one son from Hezekiah, but his descendants, he said. So, and some of your own sons, benecha, and from your sons, Asher, which yetsu, which are coming out of, okay, going out of you. Mimecha, from within you, okay? Mimecha, that's literally physically coming from you, your descendants. Asher, holit, which are born, to you, Mimecha. Yekach, now we have, there's a circle over here, that's a kativ, and we have a kare. So kare is, kativ is the written, kare is the substitute. And the substitute here is the kare is quite understandable. Because this one's singular, and this one here, hayu, is plural. And so to just say, oh, just one will be taken away. No, the numbers will be taken away because all the other words here are plural. So it makes more sense just to keep this thing in plural here. So just simply from a singular to a plural change out here from the kativ to the kare. The reading here is going to be plural, and the way you're going to translate it is going to be plural as well. So yekach, yekahu, v'hayu, and they will be sharishim. These are officials in very special context. They are eunuchs, okay, and they are eunuchs not of their will, but because that's what Babylon's going to do to them. So they will be castrated. So that's and that's one way of guaranteeing that they're going to stay really calm and quiet. Not much rebellion comes from a eunuch. A eunuch is there for service. Okay. Yesharim, yes, sarishim, behekal, in the temple. Now the translation here is palace, and both of them work here. Hekal is usually used for temple, but it's also used for palace. Central part of the temple, Hekal, Melech Babel, okay, the king of Babylon. Then Hezekiah said to Isaiah, the word of Jehovah you have spoken is good. For he thought, why not, if there will be peace and security in my days? Vayomer Hiskiyahu al Isayahu. Okay, this is Jehovah fortifies, and this one's Jehovah saves. Okay, Jehovah Isayahu, Yesayahu. Yesayahu, Tov, good. Debar, the word. Yehovah. Asher, Debarta, which you have spoken. Both of these, this one is the noun form of it, this one's the verb form of our root. Okay? The Dalet Bet Resh, Dalet Bet Resh. We find Dalet Bet Resh also in our Shiloah inscription, which is then Chronicle, word of. So, Tov Debar Yehovah Asher Debarta Vayomer Halo Im Shalom Ve'amet Yichyeh Bihmeh. And he was saying basically to himself, is it not with peace and with truth will be my days. Okay? As long as my days are fine, I don't worry about the rest or what's coming later on. I'm going to be okay. Emet is literally truth. Here the word security comes in play. Faithfulness also can be part of this as well. But so emet. Emet is part of the amen sequence of words. And this is one we've already looked at in other studies, but we'll get back to it because of the debar. Okay? You got devre, divre. These are plural construct forms here of debar. And it's interesting how, just based on context, there will be a difference in the translation. Now, we'll start out with it. Vayeter devre Hiskiyahu, and the rest of the deeds, okay, the things, the words. Vayeter devre Hiskiyahu, V'kol Giborotav, and all of his powerful things. Asher Asa, which he did. Asa Birka, he made the pond, the pool, the tank, the holding tank. Ve'et Ta'ala, and he made the water tunnel, the water aqueduct. This is very much different from Nechwa. Okay, Nechwa is something that's been cut open, and Ha'ala is something that goes up, or you have the upper portions over here, goes from the upper side down to the lower side here. So, but this is Ha'ala. Vayava it, and how he made it, the waters, Ha'ira, brought it to the city. Halo, and then these are the things that are described in his work, and then it says, where is this found? Halo hem ketuvim al sefer divrei hayamim ve'yemelech le malche Yehuda. Okay, are these not found in the Chronicles? Now, I have a nice little connection here because that's how we can understand this. But first line of our Shiloah inscription, it's a chronicle. It's something that's described. It's something that's written down. And so when the engineers put it in here, oh, we're going to write this down. The fact that it's hidden isn't important. Maybe it's fine that it's hidden, but some people will certainly know that it's there. Maybe in the future times somebody will find it, and they'll start to decipher it. And hey, something big happened here. Doesn't matter that it's a private inscription, but it's something that was there that the workers had installed to remember what they had done there. This brings us here to the silver scroll, and this scroll here is to bring to our memory what Jehovah has done for us. And this is then, I was making some comparisons as to the Hey Vav Hey compared to Hey Yod Hey that we find on the Shiloah inscription. But Jehovah most certainly is present, and we saw that time and time again in all the work that took place to make Hezekiah's tunnel. It was there because of the word of Jehovah. And when Hiskayahu came to, or when Isayahu came to Hiskayahu, he came with the word of the Lord. And here's the word of the Lord. Yivaracha Yehovah ve'yishmarecha Yair Yehovah fanav alecha ve'yechunecha yetza Yehovah fanav alecha ve'shamlecha shalom. We always live our lives with the looking to the future and knowing that we are in His hands, and we see this through this high priestly blessing. The Lord is blessing us and keeping us and staying with us and protecting us throughout time. So God bless and God strengthen you in this day, and until the next time.